Skol Nation, grab your hot dish because a massive bomb just dropped straight out of Valhalla. The Twin Cities are buzzing with some absolutely crazy contract drama right now. We are talking about a major weapon on our offense wanting a gigantic payday. You betcha the front office is sweating bullets over this leverage nightmare. Could a blockbuster trade happen soon? Ufta. You need to hear this before Sunday. Smash that subscribe button right now and hit the like to show your purple pride. Do not miss a single update on our beloved Minnesota Vikings today. The future of Jordan Addison with our Minnesota Vikings has become an undeniable hot topic as training camp progresses. A former first-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Addison burst onto the scene in his rookie year with 911 yards and 10 touchdowns, showing us flashes of a true complementary threat to Justin Jefferson. However, after a disappointing 2025 season where he recorded a career-low 43.6 yards per game, fans are now grappling with what comes next for our promising wideout. General Manager Nolan Teasley recently solidified offensive tackle Brian O'Neill with a $96 million extension, immediately turning our collective attention to Addison, who is due to become an unrestricted free agent in 2028. According to Spotrac, his cap hits are set to jump significantly to $4.2 million in 2026 and $18 million in 2027, and it's clear the receiver market is exploding. Just recently, the Saints handed Chris Olave a 4-year, $132 million deal, and we know Addison might eye a similar payday. But crucially, ESPN's Adam Schefter reported Tuesday that the Ravens signed Zay Flowers to a 4-year, $140 million extension, tying him with Justin Jefferson at $35 million average new money per year. This news certainly gives us pause as fans, especially when we compare Flowers' back-to-back 1,000-yard Pro Bowl seasons to Addison's 2,396 career yards, with no 900-yard season since his rookie year. And I'll be straight with you, our team will undoubtedly use Flowers' superior track record as leverage. Given Addison's 42 receptions, 610 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2025 simply aren't big money numbers. The biggest shockwave hitting our receiver room comes from the Baltimore Ravens, with Adam Schefter reporting that Zay Flowers just signed a 4-year, $140 million extension, tying him with our own Justin Jefferson at $35 million average per year. This sudden spike in the WR market immediately puts Jordan Addison's future into sharp focus, especially after General Manager Nolan Teasley secured Brian O'Neill last week. With Addison set to become an unrestricted free agent in 2028 and carrying cap hits of $4.2 million in 2026 and $18 million in 2027, the looming question of his next contract is now front and center. The Saints' recent $132 million deal for Chris Olave further fuels this discussion, but let's be real, Olave has the stats to back up that kind of payday. The comparison to Flowers is particularly brutal for Addison. While drafted 1 pick apart, Flowers boasts 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons and Pro Bowl nods, significantly outperforming Addison's 2,396 yards and 22 TDs over 46 games, especially after Addison's career-low 43.6 yards per game in 2025. You see, our front office, including HC Kevin O'Connell and GM Nolan Teasley, is undoubtedly looking at these numbers. They know Addison hasn't replicated his 911-yard 10 TD rookie campaign, and they certainly won't want to pay him anywhere near Jefferson's $35 million average or $110 million guaranteed. Having 2 receivers on $100+ million deals is a cap nightmare. So while Addison might dream of Olave or Flowers money, the Vikings have all the leverage here, demanding big money stats first. They'll likely wait, maybe even considering a trade if someone like Jawan Jennings emerges, making Addison's Year 4 performance absolutely critical. Now that we've laid out the facts surrounding Jordan Addison's contract situation, let's dive into what this truly signifies for our Minnesota Vikings. This isn't merely about one player's future payday. It's about the financial health and competitive balance of our roster, with Justin Jefferson and Brian O'Neill already secured. The rising cost of wide receivers, highlighted by Zay Flowers' $140 million extension, directly impacts how general manager Nolan Teasley manages our cap and retains other key talent. We must maintain a championship-caliber team without mortgaging our future. Immediately, this news solidifies the Vikings' strong negotiating position. Flowers' superior statistics, including two 1,000-yard seasons, undeniably outperforming Addison's 2025 output of 610 yards, gives our front office significant leverage. No immediate salary cap change for Addison, a 2028 free agent, but the depth chart's perceived value shifts. If Addison doesn't improve on his 2025 average of 43.6 yards per game, his indispensable WR2 role could be questioned, potentially opening doors for Jawan Jennings. This situation puts immense pressure on Addison to perform in the upcoming 2026 season. Every game, every target will be scrutinized. Think about it this way. If he wants a contract closer to Chris Olave or Zay Flowers, he must consistently demonstrate his capabilities. For our quarterbacks, this means finding ways to get Addison involved and productive when Justin Jefferson draws double teams, turning those opportunities into meaningful gains against NFC North rivals like the Bears or Packers. His performance directly affects our offensive potency and our ability to win division games. A productive Addison is critical for our playoff aspirations. We've been talking a lot about the big money flowing around the league, and right here in Minnesota, our very own Jordan Addison's contract situation is certainly heating up. The strongest argument for securing Addison to a new deal sooner rather than later is that we have a former first-round talent, a 24-year-old wide receiver who flashed incredible potential in his rookie year with 911 yards and 10 touchdowns. Locking him down now could mean securing a vital piece of our passing game for years to come, potentially at a friendlier contract before his market truly explodes if he recaptures that early form. However, the considerable risk for our Vikings is making an emotionally driven overpayment. Addison's production has unfortunately dipped since his promising debut, culminating in a career-low 43.6 yards per game in 2025, with just a 42, 6 on 10, 3 stat line that simply doesn't scream top-tier money. NFL analysts and media across the league are keenly observing the skyrocketing receiver market. According to Adam Schefter, the Ravens just handed Zay Flowers a 4-year, $140 million extension, tying him with Justin Jefferson at $35 million per year. We also saw the Saints pay Chris Olave $132 million. These deals set a very high bar, and the comparison between Addison and Flowers, drafted one pick apart, heavily favors Flowers, who has over 700 more receiving yards and back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. And I cannot stress this enough, the Vikings just won't want two receivers making $100+ million. It's a recipe for disaster. Here's where I land on this. While Addison certainly has talent, his recent performance simply doesn't justify a deal anywhere near Olave or Flowers' money. The news surrounding Jordan Addison's contract future, particularly in light of these recent mega deals for wide receivers, brings into sharp focus the long-term roster construction and financial philosophy our Vikings general manager Nolan Teasley is navigating. This situation profoundly impacts the direction of our franchise over the next few seasons, as the cost of locking down top wideouts continues to skyrocket. With players like the Saints' Chris Olave signing for up to $132 million, and the Ravens' Zay Flowers getting a 4-year, $140 million extension,